it is amazing for us to know that uh, Dr. John Newborough, his book, original of the book that he had typed, was destroyed in a fire in El Paso sometime. That is what has been recorded in his writings. And nothing of Dr. John Newborough's things, all the things that he used and all that, nothing of it remained, everything got destroyed. The higher heavens have a reason for all this. If anything was left behind, then that could have been used as a uh, made as a sort of a treasure in remembrance. And instead of reading what is written on the book, in the book, people would have started worshipping the book itself. This is what we see happening with all our religious teachers, that not only they are worshipped during their lives, but they are worshipped even after. They are worshipped more even afterwards. They are more worth dead than alive, because then temples can be made after them, and there are a lot of people who will be employed spreading the messages of this particular godman. And as is the custom with people, donations are made expecting higher returns from the god, or from the Mahatma who has just passed away. So these are the kind of wrong beliefs which have been spread by all our religions, and OSP intended this not to happen, which is the reason why nothing that John Newborough used or worked with survived. Only thing that survives is the book itself. Now, the book is divided into small chapters. Basically, it is the history of the life of the human being on earth for last 78,000 years. And today is the time of Cosmon, which is the midway between the birth and the end. So the end of this earth, the end of human beings on this earth, will take another 78,000 years to come. But the main message in spirituality and OSP is the recognition of human body, which is endowed with a spiritual body, which lives inside the human body. The spiritual body is not seen, and as we see in our surroundings, if we observe carefully, unseen things are more potent than seen. Our mind is not seen. We recognize that there is a mind, but the mind is not seen. The mind is unseen, and the mind controls everything that we do with this physical body. So similarly, the spiritual body or the soul is the essence of the Creator, and it is gifted to the human body when the conception takes place inside the mother's womb. The spirit body starts developing when the child starts understanding and it once you recognize this simple fact, actually things are very simple. The way I'm putting it, it is maybe simpler than that. That if we recognize that there is a spiritual body and there is a physical body, the spiritual body, the spiritual self or the creator, he is firmly inside each one of us to the same degree. He is not more in one person and less in another one. In everyone it is same. But the difference is how much we recognize that there is a spirit in our body and follow the spirit. How to follow the spirit? Following the spirit is very simple. It is moral law as well as positivity in life. The moral regulations tell us all kind of positive things that we have to do throughout our lives to make our life happy, more satisfied, learning all the time, and doing good. The spirit body inside us, which is the creator, he speaks to each of us directly. How? We have to listen to it. The spirit in us sometimes tell us that it is wrong to follow a particular path or wrong to say certain things at certain times. And if we don't give heed to it and keep on doing whatever comes to the mind, then that is wrong. How do we come to know it is wrong? Because the spirit body then tells us, maybe after half an hour or 1 hour or 1 or 2 days, that maybe you should not have done certain thing. Now, once you recognize this and you still disregard it, that means that you are sort of blindfolded and you will keep on acting through your senses, though that is not the right thing to do. A lot of us do this thing on regular basis and we see the results of it because it makes us ourselves, the person who is going against the moral law as something that is being done wrong, and it is the cause of unhappiness because you cannot forgive yourself. Maybe you can forgive others, but if you have stolen from somebody and you have misappropriated something, then it is you who are answerable to yourself. And this impression in the mind will never go away out of your mind. It will always remain. Maybe after 50, 60 years you would realize that you did something wrong and you should not have done. At that moment you did not have the strength in yourself to put a foot down and say, okay, my mind is telling me this, but then the inner voice is telling me something different. So let me assess what the inner voice is really saying, and based on that you have to make further judgment. Now, having read OSP and having studied OSP and having lived through all these moral rules which are propounded in Book of Inspiration, Book of Judgment and Book of Discipline, I find that it is greatly satisfying, and you don't have to keep yourself as a in bondage of what you did not forgive yourself for, or having done something wrong, having wronged somebody earlier, and you cannot make amends for it, and then you have to live with that guilt for rest of your lives. I'll conclude this here, further on in the next one.